Well, hey folks, how's it all going? And oh yeah, back in the land of grills, folks. Yeah, and we're gonna do a much anticipated modification today to the Masterbuilt 560 Gravity Series charcoal grill, folks. Back vent mod. It's time to do it. Let's dig into it. All right, so if you watch my channel, Tom Horseman on YouTube, please subscribe. You've seen the mods I've done. Obviously, painted it blue, putting the front shelf on that's a separate one. Putting the real temp mod on there, installing a gasket on the back side of the lid. All simple things like that. A lot of it is aesthetic and not really necessary. Now today we're going to get into something to do with the back vent. So let's I tell you what, before we get into doing something, let's talk about it. All right, so there's a back vent on the Masterbuilt 560. It runs almost the length of the grill, and it's about 1 inch. Now, first things first, I did call Masterbuilt. Actually, I've emailed twice. Once was before I bought it, just to ask some questions and say, hey, just to let you know I'm going to make some videos. And all I got was, hey, thanks for the email. It was kind of a, and it went nowhere else. And then once I started making videos, I sent some to Masterbuilt, and no response. So this week, knowing that I was going to talk about this, called twice, and because of the virus, they're using. I think they're using that as an excuse, to be honest with you. But there was a zero reply. I never got a hold of a live person. Left 2 messages and absolutely zero callback. So if there's those of you out there that are having better luck getting a hold of Masterbuilt, good for you. I'm not. So anyway, here's my theory on why this is here. We know how hot this thing gets and how fast it gets hot. It generates a lot of heat. One of the things that people are always looking for is smoke. What I believe is that they have to have this thing vented in order to keep that fan running, in order to keep on producing more smoke. There are people that want to put, and believe me, folks, everybody who's playing around with this, man, I love you. I love the way we tinker with our grills. It's innovative. I've seen guys that are doing slides on here. Awesome. There's a guy out there who's building something out of magnets that pivots in the middle. That's stainless steel. The only thing we got to remember about magnets is they have a tendency over time with heat to demagnetize. So we got to be careful with magnets on it, because you could cover this with a magnet. You also have this fin in the back here that you can see. Here, let me get you in there closer. See that fin right there? I mean, if you wanted to, you could pull that. You'd have to use a tool on there and pull that out, and that would help to limit some of the smoke too. But what I really want to do, and what I've talked about, is that, in my opinion, is the wind, the rain, and the snow. And I had a personal experience with it last weekend where the wind was coming right in there and it was affecting a rib cook. So I don't want to choke this off, because in order to make more smoke, it's got to get cool enough to turn that fan on. And this is different than the pellet grill. Pellet grill, your fire pot is within the grill itself, so it still smolders when things are somewhat tight in the grill. On this one, your heat source is external to the grill, so therefore you need to cool the grill down in order to get the fan to turn on. So when you're blocking this off, yeah, you're holding the smoke in, but you're also holding the heat in. So therefore, for those of you who are looking for a more efficient way of running this thing, that would work, but it's not going to produce as much smoke. So I tell you what, enough talk about it. I've got three things that I looked at doing this. I want to show you, and then we'll show you which one I chose, and we'll install it. All right, let's take a look at option number 1. All right, folks, here's what we purchased. This thing right here, and here it is on Amazon. You can see it's the Hangzhou PPF 301. So porcelain steel heat plate. It's a 16 by 13, $17.99. I had free shipping, so it's $18. So let's take a closer look. All right, here's one of the thoughts with the heat shield, is that I would mount it just like this, and it has holes in it, so you could easily mount it with like 4 stainless steel sheet metal screws. I'd put it over the lip just like that, and I tell you what, that would probably work, but gosh, that just seems too easy. And if that's what you want to do, like I said, I'm leaving the link below to where I got this from. I think it's like $18 on Amazon, and it's porcelain coated. I think it definitely will do a trick, but I think I want to go one step further with it. So keep on watching. All right, so if you're continuing to watch, or maybe just watch at the beginning and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get one of those, and I'm just gonna install it like this with the 4 screws and call it good. And I think that'll actually work for you. But I wanna leave it a little bit more open for reasons we discussed, and I'm gonna try and cut along here and take this off and bend this more so it's more of a 90 or even less. So that I can use this as a vent to protect it from the wind, but still allow the vent to do its job. Because remember, I honestly believe that it needs that opening in order to vent some of the heat off. But what I want to prevent is wind, rain, and snow from blowing in. So that's the real reason what we're doing this for. All right, as you can see, here's our option 1 60-degree angle. What I would do is, this is just a mock up here. I would take a piece of smaller angle iron, mount that to the grill, and this would sit right on top of it like that. And I think that would work. I like that idea a lot. I know they would handle the heat good because it's got the porcelain. It'll handle good to the elements, and it's got these cool little built-in vents. But you know what? Everybody's always got other ideas. So why don't we just take a piece of diamond plate and let's bend this one up too and show you another option. All right, next option I already started. Like I said, we got this black painted diamond plate. You pick this up at the hardware store or on Amazon. You see, I even got some paint on it yet. I did 190. I marked inch and a half in, and then we're gonna get this set up, and we're gonna bend this once again to that 60-degree angle. And let me get it set up, and I'll show you bending. All right, let's bend. I'm sorry, I got this turned around. I gotta be able to see it. So 60-degree angle. Take your time. Getting close. 45. 50. Isn't this exciting? Wow, look at that, he's bending metal. It's aluminum. There you go, 60. All right, get it out, give you a look-see. How exciting. All right, I kind of like this one too. If you're wondering what the dimensions are, this long pad that comes down, that's 3.5, and then I had 1.5 inches and 1 inch, and this will give it room to breathe, but at the same point, will guard it from the wind, the rain, and the snow. And I tell you what, folks, well, I know we got to get out there and fit these and show you what they all look like, but we got other options too. So, it's one more option, and then I'll tell you which one I'm going to do. All right, so the next thing we got is our third option, and this one is a stainless steel piano hinge, and it's just a big old hinge, and it fits. Almost, it is the exact same size of the grill, and you would just put it in, and then you could throttle back or throttle close, and that'd be a super simple one for you to do, folks. I know you want to see where I got this one from, and this one came from Amazon. You can see it right there. Stainless steel 304 continuous hinge with holes, unfinished. 0.6 leaf thickness, I don't know what that means. 2-inch open wide, 1/8 inch pin diameter, 1/2 inch knuckle long, 2 foot long. So a pack of 1, and you can see that was $17. So I tell you what, that one that's not a bad option either. But you know what? It's not the option I'm going to go with. So let's keep on going here. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at all 3 options again. Obviously, we started off with our first one, which was that grease drip that, like I said, you could leave it as whole and put it on, but I kind of tried to modify it here. And this would work, and I like it. And you could choose to do that too, but I'm not going to go with that one. The next one is a stainless steel hinge, and that's not a bad idea either. In fact, if you got inventive, you could cut this and make it part of another mod, combine it with one of the lids, and have something to throttle. But once again, like I said, I'm not looking really to throttle that back. The one I am going to go with, though, is this one right here. This is going to do what I want it to do. It's gonna keep the rain, the sleet, the snow, the wind out, and at the same time allow this to function the way that it's supposed to. So we're going to do a few other things to this, and I'll tell you what, I'll take you down into the shop, and show you how we're going to finish up this modification, and then we're going to show you how to install it. Keep on watching, folks. All right, here's what we're making. This is just a piece of 16 gauge, regular bare metal, nothing fancy about it. And we're bending this to be our end caps for the aluminum. And this will install on the Masterbuilt. And this is gonna go like, well, that'll be on the inside like that. That'll be on the outside. And we'll have the gap like that. So you'll have like a little almost mini chimney on each side. So the wind won't get in from the side, and we'll still be able to vent out of the vent protector. So we're going to continue making the other one. I'm just bending this up, folks. You could do this in a metal working. You could do this in a, I'm using a sheet metal brake, but you could do this in a vise very, very, very easily. And this is just, hang on, you want to see the dimensions, don't you? So this is just 3 inches. You got a 1 inch tab at a 90, and then I just went however long I wanted to go, then traced out the 60-degree angle, and then bent that, and you can see that's about 2 inches there. So super simple to do. You could do it however you want. Like I said, this is there's no science really here. All I'm trying to do is protect the vent from the wind, the rain, and the snow. And that's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna bend up the other one, and then we'll go up to the grill and start. There's 3 rivets that we're gonna have to take out in order to do this. We'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll actually do the installation of this. And of course, I'm gonna fire it up and see what happens. So if you're as curious as I am, stick around and you'll see. All right, folks, putting the brackets on, just using some stainless steel screws. They are going through both the double wall. The double wall starts, there's a little lip here. It starts right about there. So that does go all the way through. So I'll probably just take the grinder and just round off that sharp edge on that other side. It's at the back of the grill. It's not really much of a hazard. And I don't really want to make that much metal shavings inside the grill. In fact, I'll vacuum up whatever I do make in there. But then what happens is that this piece will actually snug up behind there. And for those rivets, instead of taking them out, I think I'm just going to put some high heat gasket material in between here and here. So keep on watching, and like I said, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along, and give you a look-see. All right, I got the brackets on. Like I said, I'm using some stainless steel sheet metal screws, and then I've got some high heat temp gasket that's going to go in between that, and it'll make up for those rivets. I didn't take the rivets out. Plus, you've got the diamond plate is exposed to that side, and I want to kind of seal up that gap. So next, we'll put that in place. All right, so on the inside of the grill, I put 2 stainless steel screws through the hood, and then that'll help pull that gasket. Take a look at that. Pull that gasket nice and tight there, and see, she wrapped it a little bit around there, but it's still got a good grip there, so that'll be a nice tight seal. Well, there it is, folks. Any question as to whether or not it's working, I think that answers it right there. So that'll keep the rain, the snow, the sleet, the hail, and the wind out of your Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560. Folks, I showed you a couple different options here today. All of them are really simple. This is the one I chose. You can do whatever you want, but this one seems to work for me. And we'll see it in upcoming cooks, and we'll be able to evaluate it together as time goes on. Hope this was helpful. Tom Horseman at YouTube. Thumbs up, leave a comment. And as always, appreciate you watching. Thank you.